start when I was a baby?
When you were born.
Well, I was born close to Maxwell, and I lived there about 3 years. And then we went down and lived on my father's sister's place, Aunt Betty's place. And we lived there 3 years. And then we moved from there up to where Ruby used to live up on the road. Grandpa bought that place and gave it to my daddy, 300 acres. Well, he lived there and he didn't like there, so he moved away. And then we went from there out in the barn and lived on Foster Place. And then we went from there to the river, Eastbrook. We lived there 2 years. And then we went from there to Colonel Williams' place at Belvedere. And we lived there 3 or 4 years. And we went from that place to Buck Jones' place over at Belvedere. And we lived there 2 years. And we left there then and went to Maxwell on Aunt Nance Brogdon's place. I lived there till I was grown. I finished high school at Deckard. And I went from Deckard to college. Old man Clark taught there. He taught there 40 years. And I got my college education there. And then I taught school. I taught school at Awald. And I taught there a year. And then I went over to main school out in Sherwood, and I taught there a year. And then I taught at Crossage Creek. And then I got married, lived in Bunkle, had 2 children, Ruby and Leo, and there's 2 years and 9 months difference in them. Then Clinton came along. There's 9 years and a half difference in him. I sent Ruby and Leo through the public school, and I sent them to college, to high school. Then I sent them to college, and they both taught school. Ruby taught 7 years, and Leo taught about 3. Then they called him into the Navy, and he didn't teach no more. So he took a law course and 2 years, and he settled claims out of court for the Maryland casualty people. And then he worked for them 35 years. Then he died. And Ruby's still living, and I have 4 grandchildren. And me, I'm living now with my youngest son. We live in Buncombe. So that winded up. I've lived there 69 years. And I'm 92 and 2 years and 4 months old. So that is my life, I reckon. Well, my husband died 33 years ago. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I had the farm, but it's in debt more than it's worth. So I decided then I was going to have a home of my own. So I got to work, and I bought hogs for several years and paid his debt. I paid his debts. And then after I bought hogs several years, they went back again. And I bought me a bunch, and after it went back up, I bought me a bunch that weighed 50 pounds for $3 a head. Well, I sold them, made money on them. And then I kept making money on hogs for a good while. And I quit that then and went to raising cattle. Oh man, now I don't buy anymore. I'm too old now. I've quit.
And you paid off the debt.
I paid for my home, bought $30,000 worth of machinery, and I could sell the home now for $100,000
Tell me
and
about.
didn't have a dollar.
Uh-huh.
I made it.
Tell me about.
Well, I went to school a lot in my childhood days.
That time you got a whipping.
Hmm?
Time you got a whipping.
I never got any in school. Teacher never corrected me.
There was one time, though, your mother said something about a whipping if you did a certain thing.
Oh, Mother. Mother went to the store, and I was a little girl then, and she pointed at me and said, if you climb in that tree while I'm gone, I'll whip you. Well, I waited till she got off, and I went up the tree. And when she come back, I had my back to the road, and I didn't see her. And she come up while I was in the tree, and she brought me down, and she gave me a good one. That's all the time she ever whipped me that I ever remember.
What was it like up there?
Hmm?
What was it like up there in that tree?
Oh, it was a great big tree, and a limb had grown up on each side like this. There's a little seat down in there. I got up there and was holding to them two limbs singing. And a rocking bird in the forest, the three little birds I can be rocking in the top of a tree. And she says, come down, little lady. You're going to get what I told you. So I come down, and she gave me one.
Tell me about Uncle Tom, you and Uncle Tom.
What about us?
What he was like when he was a boy.
Oh, all his brothers told him to curse. And Mother told him to go get a load of stonewood. Well, they told him to tell her that. He did. He was about 4 or 5 years old. Well, she says, I meant what I said. I said, you give me some wood. He said it again. She just walked up and took it, and she didn't give him one. It ruined Tom. Tom was full of meanness with his little boy. I guess she whipped him more than she did me. I know she did. 'Cause he wouldn't mind her like I did. And Floyd, he never would work on for him. He said his hand is too good to work on for him. I told him his mammy wasn't too good to work on the farm. Let him spend their money. That got him. These kids can be aggravating. I'll tell you, Virginia's had a lot of that hers. The way they raised. Well, Mother left Floyd in a little box to go pick blackberries. She told me and Dennis to stand there and take care of him. See, I'm just 3 years, 5 days older than Floyd. And I was hip to take care of him. And so we set him in the door, and we'd run around the house and see him every time we'd go around. Well, we went around one time, and he wasn't in the door, and the door was shut. Ooh, I was scared. So Dennis told me, says, you curse him, and she'll done anything to him. I cursed big. Said, you curse like Pa, and he'll turn him loose. So she come out and about to get me. Tom was a sight, little boy. And then we waded the snow barefooted. See which one go around the house quickest barefooted in the snow. I could beat him every time. I sure missed Tom. I fought more Tom than him. Me and him come up together.
You used to have him, he used to walk over the mountain to get you to work his problems, didn't he?
Yeah, 4 miles. And I didn't have to have an answer book. I had one, but I didn't have to have it. I could work it without it. So he come a time to it. I said, Tom, there's no need of you walking way over there to get a problem work. Take this book and it'll tell you how to work them. So he took it, and him and his sweetheart come. They'd come horseback. And he didn't have more trouble. They could work him by having that. I never did have to have nothing to work my arithmetic. I was easy at it. It's good. I could work it easy.
Tell me about that time the teacher couldn't get anybody to work the problem but you.
He'd finished Yale, too. And there's not a one in the house could work the problem. And he said he bet there wasn't one in the house that worked that problem. He says it can't be worse. It's got a wrong answer. And I just sort of grinned and looking at me. He thought I could work it. And he said, "What do you say, Miss Victoria?" I said, "Well, I worked it. I don't know whether it worked right or not." He said, "All right, put it on the board." I worked up 3 scratchbooks on it, and I couldn't get it. So I went up there and put it on the board and explained it. Went back to the city. Oh, they cheered me, and it just ruined it. He says, "Right you are." Well, I never did get stuck up on the problem. They told me where I taught school that no teacher had ever taught how I could work all the problems. Say, I bet you get stuck up before it's over. And when school was out, I asked them how many times I got stuck on arithmetic. They said not any. I had a lot of arithmetic before I went to high school or college either. I had a lot of algebra. I finished 10th grade before I started high school. Didn't have high school then. When I come up, I went to first high school in the county. It is Deckard. It was a college at first, and they made an old high school out of it. And I went there. Went to Professor Mitchell and Davison and Bessie Grizzard and Miss Looney. She was a Looney then. She married Moore.
How many changes you think have taken place since you were little?
Oh, many. I can remember the first car that was in Winchester. And I can remember when there wasn't a road in this county, on the old dirt road, and you drop into the axle in the mud and try to get places. I remember well, Henry Horton built the first concrete road. He was the governor there.
And what about my ancestors? My ancestors from way back, what were they like?